people were kicked off either. It's just
I'm wondering
I
how
don't know.
Mike J. Oh, I did the YouTube thing. Oh no. Okay, he couldn't see us, but I did the YouTube thing, so it just put it up there.
Are we streaming already?
Oh yeah, we're online, man.
Oh,
We're live. Like they can see you.
Oh, sweet. Watch me look at my phone. I'm just kidding.
Wait, what?
Huh?
It looks pretty decent too. Hopefully, it can be heard. I have no idea whether or not it can. But hopefully, that's always the goal here.
Oh, let me put some K-pop on in the background.
Oh, of course. Not my favorite. Let's see. Oh, that's good enough.
Walmart's got the SNES Classic at a discount. Oh no, it's one of those stupid. If you've never bought anything from Walmart in your life, here's how to get $10 off things. That's stupid.
Those aren't stupid. You're stupid.
It's stupid to put that as a headline.
Oh,
as
well, yeah.
You're like, yeah, go get your $70 SNES Classic at Walmart. Only if you've never bought anything from Walmart before. Also, that $10 discounts is good on anything else in the store too. That's not a. That's yeah.
They're trying, man. You know how it is.
Yeah. Trying.
Comcast to pay $700,000 in refunds over hidden fees.
Oh yeah. Is it going to be a voucher for a free on-demand title that was released at least 18 years ago?
What do you want to hear?
I don't want to hear any of that nonsense about they're going to give us free money because it isn't going to happen.
What was that? What? I want free money.
Oh, but that's what I mean. It's not going to be free money. Supposedly
It's my
Comcast
money,
is handing
and
out
I want it now.
money.
What happened to that guy? The whole get
Still
your
on.
settlement money right now thing
Oh, it's still on TV.
with the people yelling out of the window.
Like
It's
the
my
opera.
money, and I want it now. Like, okay, go get it. Well, you did an annuity, so you can't have it. So get out of it. You have to wait. It'll come to you incrementally. Shut your mouth.
Yeah, it's like, hey, we'll collect your annuity payments and give you a cash payment now. It'll probably be like 30% of what you would have gotten in the end.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
we've got to have a reason to offer the money in the first place because they're just going to take most of it.
I know I'm taking. All I do is take.
God damn it.
What was that?
That fucking cats. I swear to God. It's like I shut the door.
Sound
and
like a baby laughing.
Yeah, it kind of did. It was
No,
kind of
it's
creepy.
two cats tangled up and one of them screams every time. And it's just, I got the door shut. I can't, if I open the door, one of them comes in, the other one scratches the door and cries the whole time. I don't know.
Were they fighting?
It's a
Yeah.
real pleasure.
They fight all the time. It's awful.
Like, viciously or just fighting?
All right, I can't tell because she screams like she's getting stabbed. And,
What better way to get your attention?
yeah. But, I mean, I find a little scratch now and again, but nothing serious ever.
My two dogs are asleep on the couch behind me.
Yeah. I wish
Showing
my
off
cats
now.
could do that kind of thing.
Whoops,
Just be
wrong
like,
way.
sprawl out and be like, yeah, I'm fat and happy and just laying out and living my life, not caring about the other animal next to me.
Are you guys ready?
Sure.
Let me write this down. All right. Your name is Nitro, right? That's what they call you?
Something like that. That's what y'all call me. People at work, like people who call you Nitro, I'm like, yeah, most of the
Yeah.
people who know me online just call me Nitro in real life.
Like, what do they call you?
Camacho.
Okay,
yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is your, yeah. Okay.
Because there's always other mics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's usually how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a lot of errands normally, so, but, that's... Although at work, there are Two other one Aaron's retiring. The other one is there almost as infrequently as I am. So yeah, there's like basically no Aaron.
When he retires, you become the king, Aaron.
What do you want us to do?
He just hands a scepter to you, and he says the robe and the funny looking like puffy crown hat is in the closet. You can take it whenever you want.
People with a red stapler, All right, this is GameEnthus podcast episode 360. Wow, I'm slurring my words. 360. Yeah, this is what is it? November 14th? Is that what it is? People, Bueller.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's go with that. I'm Aaron, one of the hosts here. Mike is also here.
Yeah, I had a streak going at one point, and it's long since been disbanded. So I'll start a new one. Here I am.
So when was the last time you were on the show?
I honestly don't remember. We'd have to look at this.
It's been that long.
Have to rewind the tape and watch it again.
We've missed you. However long you've been gone, we've missed you for that amount of time. I can't think of how long that is, though. But
I appreciate it.
I assure you've been missed. But anyway, we're always here, or here in spirit. But our good friend G Nitro is joining us again after 18 years.
What's up? It's been a while. It's been longer than Calvert, I can tell you that.
Yeah. Good to have you back, man. You've a hat on inside.
It's good to be back.
Good to have you back.
My hair's growing out. So the people who are watching on the stream can see. I'll show it in a second. The joke I made at a good friend's birthday this past weekend was like, I look like a used Q-tip right now because I'm letting it grow back out. So it'll pop up the thing.
Okay, yeah, that's the most hair I've seen you with ever.
So it's been about 4 years since I had my hair. Like, I've been buzzing it down for 4 years now.
But you're just showing off for the rest of us who, are follically challenged. Okay, I got you. Okay, I see what you're doing here.
I just needed a change, man.
Winter's coming. You need to have that built-in hat.
I have the option for a change, so I'm going for the change.
Well, I mean, that's what a beard is for, so, yeah.
I could do that, too, if I wanted to.
But see, now you're just showing off. Man. That's.
I just keep the goatee mostly, but I've been lazy.
So. I got you. These grays are intentional. These are. This is.
Gray does not bother me. I've watched people at work dye it, and I'm like, no, never.
I'm not doing.
It looks so bad.
Yeah, I don't want to be that guy. It is what it is. So you earn the grays, but I'm talking too much. What's been going on with you as of late? Work's
been crazy. Still kind of working the same job, but we got split up, so things went kind of nuts. As we're half the people on one side, half the people on the other, and we're now doing more work than our last job had with all of us combined. So it's been crazy, stressful. I was writing for a site, scholarlygamers.com, and I had to back off that recently.
You said Scholar Gamers?
Scholarly Gamers.
Scholarly, okay.
Yeah, I was writing reviews there. Unfortunately, with work, I just couldn't have that on top of it. Especially since my own website, I'm trying to push more with the K-pop stuff. I still do my weekly stuff, but I'm trying to push more like, hey, here's old artists and really break down the music that people might not have heard from the past. I do write some reviews there. They are less family-friendly games. We'll put it that way.
I was going to ask you what you were reviewing over there.
The game I'm about to review, I don't know if you want me to even say the title on here. It is on Steam, but it is definitely AO in rating, which has been an interesting revelation to have happen on Steam.
Yeah, I was going to ask. Yeah, that's... Yeah.
It's been crazy. Like, I've been like, wow, I can't believe this is on Steam. I'm downloading this and playing it. Like, I was surprised to see Steam allow that, but I guess they finally got tired of all the BS, and we're like, anything goes.
Yeah.
Unless you're trying to actually steal money from people, they don't care anymore.
Right. Yeah, once they're alerted about something they already allowed having software built in to, like, data mine for the company that put it out or something like that, then they go, oh, yeah, we should have done, oh, we're angry, yes, let's get rid of that.
Yeah. And... so I've been playing the game for a while. My review's so delayed, but I know the people at the company, so I'm going to have it up soon. And then I got another game after that that's more like, I guess, goes more on the violent mystery side. I've owned it for a while physical. I've just never gotten around to playing it. Again, I won't say the title because I know you're a family-friendly show, and I don't want anybody Googling it up.
I appreciate it.
Other than that, I've been mostly just enjoying my craft beer, hitting local breweries as they keep popping up all around me in Maryland. PG County is about to have their own first one too, in December. So I'll be going to their grand opening party. Because my stepmom, it's Denizens out of Silver Spring, Maryland, and my stepmom's on the council there, so she got me invited to the grand opening.
Okay.
Other than that,
Cool.
went out with a good friend of the show and ours, Jen DV138's birthday last weekend.
Donnie.
Yeah, so Donnie and Ben came out, so it was a good time. Went to it's a beer and wine store that opened up a bar on the second floor. It's kind of amazing. The food there is excellent, like so good. We ended up ordering like 4 or 5 of the ice cream sandwiches that are like made by a small ice cream place in Virginia, and they were amazing. They had various styles. The salted caramel was the best. Oh, and Tyler was there too, it was good to see him because it's been a while since I think anybody's had contact with him. He's always traveling lately.
Yeah, I only see him at PAX, and I guess we're not going to see him next year, unfortunately.
Me neither.
Well, sorry I missed out on Donnie's birthday.
Yeah.
But happy birthday, Don.
Yeah.
That place was
Be
packed for some reason.
Donnie was there. Come on.
No, like when we got there, we were like, what is all these people? It was either somebody from like getting together with old people from college, or I don't know what they were celebrating, but it was like mostly people drinking wine too. It was so weird.
People drinking wine.
Like in the bar, yeah.
Did
It was
they not
like,
know where they were? Like,
yeah, they have like 24 taps and everybody's drinking different like wines. I'm like, wow, this is interesting. Like, I thought it was cool because they also have like a decent wine section downstairs. So they obviously, I thought it was interesting, but it was a little too packed. But it was good times. I mean, that's really all I've been up to lately. Just craft beer, K-pop, gaming, the norm.
I gotcha.
Ready for extra life.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's wait a minute. No, just over a month. I guess a month from on December 14th is when we'll probably get together, right?
Yeah. So it's a month away.
There you go.
I can't wait. I'm 600 some of my $800 goal, and I said if I hit $1,000,
I'm a ways off.
If I hit $1,000, I'm going to hold a special stream where I play some old rap songs I wrote and recorded back in in the airport. Well,
okay. All right. You might get me to donate a little bit.
But
well, you're getting a donation from me anyway, so don't.
I already had to get some clearance from some friends.
Yeah, I bet you did.
Okay, be like, you okay with me putting this up? And most of them were like, yeah, it's for charity. I don't care.
We said to the death.
Yeah, so I plan on doing that. Probably not during Extra Life, but like a special stream like after. Yeah, it should be
at like 7 a.m. or something the next day.
I'll do it at like 5 in the morning when most people are sleeping.
There you go. That's how you get around it. Of course, it's not like the internet archives anything or anything like that.
But these songs like go from like cringy to this actually isn't that bad. I have 1 or 2 that I'm probably a little proud of.
Like you're dropping bars. All right.
Yeah, I was good at writing. I just never had the delivery, and sometimes I just never stayed on beat enough. I almost pulled like a Silk the Shocker type deal.
You just put it right in my brain. I was just thinking about that.
We'd be like, why did he just spit out like 3 lines in one to catch up to the
no sense.
You can always do that. So I'll put it that way. I've probably did that a couple times here and there.
Wow.
I was also a huge No Limit fan back then. It probably was just
98 was their year, man. That was.
Then it just died. They got too big.
Well,
pushing out a CD a week. Like it was so bad. It was like I'd be at Best Buy every week, and every CD sounded the exact same.
Yeah, it's the same production crew.
It was
running out of ideas. Like, I don't know. Add another baseline. But there's already 5. Do what I said. So.
Didn't we already rhyme Bolda, Shoulder, Soldier, Dolja, all?
What else is left?
It's like 40 albums.
Just add Nolia. They'll get it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Oh, good times back then, though.
Yeah, that was a good year.
And I think I told a friend if he donates to my Extra Life, I would eat poutine.
You wouldn't eat that? What do you have against cheese curd?
I would say that's easy to do.
Gravy and cheese curds is disgusting.
It's all savory stuff. So.
Yeah.
Don't put gravy on my fries, and don't put cheese curds that squeak. Ugh.
I don't think I've ever had squeaking cheese curds.
Like they say like it's got like a squeakiness to it. Ugh.
I've had some fried cheese curds. I don't know. I don't remember any squeaking going on.
Yeah, I don't remember squeaking in the cheese curds that I ate. But
a place in Fells Point in Baltimore that sells like legit poutine. There's a place closer that has their own version of it with duck fat fries, but it's not like legit poutine. But there's a place in Baltimore that has like various styles, including like the original style. But I told him if I have to go to Baltimore, he needs to make a larger donation. In Baltimore, period.
All the money.
It's not like DC where I can just stop at a metro stop and ride in. I gotta find parking and pay like $20. I hate Baltimore so much. It's so expensive to go there.
Take the light rail.
You can't from the west side.
Oh, okay.
Come down from the south. You can drive to Glen Burnie and ride it on it.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I do.
And then only go down into the Inner Harbor area if you want to go up to what do they call it? I mean, if you want to go to areas that the thing doesn't service, you're either taking an Uber.
I still have to take an Uber once I get to the Inner Harbor area.
I mean, you can ride that free bus if they're still doing it, but that still only takes you to certain places too.
I feel like a free bus is something I don't want to be on.
Everybody's on a free bus.
Exactly.
So that's it. Yeah.
I feel like there are certain smells. People sleep and hide in the back might be doing their business back there. Probably.
Not that I blame them. You have nowhere else to go. But yeah.
I understand, but I don't want to be even for that time smelling.
If I have an option, I'm going to take it. That's
yeah.
No, I hear you.
I will take advantage of my privilege and call an Uber.
It's good. I'm glad you recognize it. I use Lyft.
My friend at work hates it because now that we're on our new team, it's primarily, I would say, we're 11 people deep. 4 are not black. I'm biracial. The other 3 are white. And one guy, we go down to lunch and he'll ask for like a sauce, and I'm like, "What? Can't use your privilege up in the office, so you got to come down here and ask the chef." And he gets so mad.
You and your coworkers, like I don't. Yeah, I. No.
I do it though just to mess with them, and the people who are sitting around us are just looking at me like mouth open, like what?
I did this yesterday too. Don't worry about it. Okay.
Oh, I just love messing with them. I like making fun of that stuff. So
nothing like awkwardness.
Hey, I prefer my office the way it is.
You make it the way it is.
Well, I am me.
Yeah, that's not. I mean, it's fine. Like, people know.
Work is fun when it's not going to hell with how busy it is sometimes. It's good to get along with your coworkers.
Oh, definitely.
The ones I didn't are on the other side now, which is why I like it.
Oh, they don't listen to the show, so that's cool. Yeah,
should them. Even if they did, I don't work with them anymore.
Okay. We'll see about that.
But that's all I've been up to.
All right, Mike, what's going on with you?
I guess a handful of things. It's been a long time since the last show, so that I was on. So I'm trying to remember things that I should be mentioning. And mentioning earlier the duck fat fries thing reminded me. I had a turducken sandwich today.
Really?
It's a thing that they have at Potbelly now, and I walked in. And, Potbelly I'll go to once every couple of weeks or whatever. And they, especially lately, last year or so, they have a random, here's a sandwich that we don't typically offer. So it's like a limited thing. And I will usually be like, sure, I'll at least try it once, whatever. And I looked at the picture and it was like, yeah, all right, why not? Why not? So I order it and I see what they take, like, way prior to you ordering your food, they make basically like a meatloaf out of these meats. And then they slice it into what looks unappetizing. And then they heat that up and put it on the bun. When I ordered it, the lady making the sandwich said to me she wouldn't eat that.
Oh.
I said, well, wait. Are you saying you've eaten it and you're recommending I don't? And she goes, no. I just refuse to try it.
And she's making this for you.
She's making it for me. So I didn't really know how to take it, but I was like, whatever.
I think you knew how to take that.
It made me a little suspicious, but it tasted fine. I mean, they slather it up with like cranberry sauce and honey and all kind of other crazy stuff. So it's like, yeah, it was all right. I don't think I would order it again, but
no.
I had a turducken sandwich.
When someone at a restaurant or at someplace tells you like, hey, this isn't good, could they be lying?
Well, that's what I wanted to clarify. She didn't say it wasn't good. She just told me it appeared so unappetizing to her.
I don't think she needs to tell you that it's not good, and she's going to tell you she wouldn't eat it. I think that covers it. Like, I think it could.
Kind of agree. But I stopped, and I had to ask, because I was like, look, if you're trying to say you've eaten this and you don't recommend it, I'm changing my order right now. But she's like, no. I just refuse to try it.
She said refuse.
Wow. Maybe. If she may have used a different word. I don't.
Honestly, I appreciate when I'm at a restaurant, we order something and the server's like, yeah, I wouldn't. You're good. I'm like, really? Okay, I won't. I normally, 90% of the time, I'm like, nah, I'll skip it. Yep.
Well, I certainly didn't regret it. Like I said, I have a basic, borderline worthless story to tell, and I don't need to eat it again.
Okay.
Didn't need to eat it in the first place, but hey, whatever.
I mean, I ate Scrapple. Is that any better?
I've never.
Oh, Scrapple's good, man.
I think I've had it.
There's a place right up the street from where I work that has Scrapple as a regular meat option for the breakfast sandwiches, and I don't go there very often, but when I do, it's a Scrapple egg and cheese on either English muffin or a bagel.
On the way up to Tiny's, Donnie and I stopped by this place called Argila Brewing, and they have a Scrapple burger. That's a burger with a piece of Scrapple on top of it.
Okay.
And they had a Scrapple cheesesteak last year when I went.
Oh, that sounds good.
It was good.
Scrapple cheesesteak.
Yeah, it's like Scrapple mixed with steak. So, I mean, you can't just have the ground Scrapple, or it just kind of falls apart.
Yeah.
So they kind of mix it together, and it was really good.
That's cool.
I guess, okay, my frame of reference for Scrapple is seeing that grayish, like, brick in a grocery store.
Sure.
But I've seen Scrapple other places. What I most frequently see is the stuff in the grocery store. Scrapple is supposed to be like sort of the dregs of stuff that's on like a grill, right?
It's like everything left over after they even make sausage.
After you make sausage.
Yeah. So everything left over.
Yeah, I mean, you leave nothing left to be thrown away.
Co-workers,
I mean, it isn't ground up bones or
people
whatever.
Touring the facility, just put them.
No, they make just pork, and then they make the beef Scrapple. I always recommend people to try beef Scrapple first because it doesn't have as much of the tangy taste that pork can have. But they also make they used to make a Chipotle Scrapple, which was really good, but I haven't seen it in a while. But they also make Scrapple with bacon bits in it.
Yeah, see, to me, when Chipotle has issues with clean lettuce...
Oh, no, not that Chipotle, just a spicy Scrapple.
Oh, so I really questioned their chorizo thing after they couldn't get the lettuce right. Like, your lettuce is killing people, making them sick. And your logical step is chorizo. Like, no,
it made me glad I was always a Qdoba fan.
I do like Qdoba. I think they're a more generous portion type thing for your money.
California tortilla.
Oh, I did until they closed the only one that I knew of.
Oh. Can we all agree that Moe's is the worst?
I've never been to a Moe's.
Don't go to a Moe's. Moe's
Flaming Moe's?
I think
wish
it's the
it was
worst because
Flaming
we don't
Moe's.
have any, and it's on like ESPN commercials all the time. I'm like, what? Stop it! We don't have any in the area. Why?
Oh,
Sonic.
that's yeah, like Sonic used to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't they just start putting White Castle ads, and then I can go?
Oh, if they
I don't
start.
know.
Well, it was like when we used to get Jack in the Box ads all the time. I used to get mad. I'd be like,
Oh
I
yeah.
can't eat this. I want it. I can't eat it.
Oh, when we went to Dallas earlier this year, there was a Jack in the Box there, and I'm like, all right, this is where we're going for dinner. The one night, and I ordered like one of almost everything on the menu just to try it.
So good.
It was all garbage.
Oh, yeah.
What?
But
Hey, Jack in the
it
Box
was
is the best
tasty.
fast food out there.
like those folded over grease tacos.
Oh, those things are amazing. It's like 99 cents for two of them.
One of the
Grilled
like the
cheese.
special at the time was like it was some kind of their version of a panini or something,
Oh,
but
gosh.
it was like nothing like what a panini was. I mean,
They just stepped on it with a warm boot.
I
That
used
was
to
their version of
always-
panini.
When I was in the Air Force, they had one like right off base, and I used to always get the bacon ultimate cheeseburger, and the jalapeno poppers. The reason why I like their bacon ultimate cheeseburger, I'm not a ketchup guy, and they automatically just put mayonnaise on it instead. Like I don't like ketchup, so
Did they ask you if you wanted mayonnaise on it?
just put it on there.
That seems too presumptuous for me. So.
hey, I mean, it depends on the place. You go to a Burger King, you don't say anything. They're putting mayo on a Whopper for you. So you know, like to me, I don't like mayonnaise. I think it goes well with some things. I don't like it on hamburgers though.
See, I like.
I can tolerate it, but I wouldn't do it myself.
Don't like ketchup though. I don't
Well,
like the ketchup. Like all the ketchup.
Heinz released, what is it, mayo chip? That's a
That's-
thing.
It's ridiculous. It's like for people too lazy to mix the stuff together or put a little bit of each. You want
That's
one
essential.
bottle that gives you no options? Here you go.
I'll just take my sriracha mayo. That's the good stuff.
Sriracha ketchup is good too.
No, it's got ketchup.
Oh,
The thing with sriracha mayo, like I've learned, you can't just mix that because if you don't know the right like dose of sriracha in it, it's not good.
I don't believe that.
imagine it would not be.
So, all right. So something else here to mention. It was also my birthday recently. Same day as Donnie's, by the way.
Birthday.
Ironically enough, with this, thank you. This group that we have, multiple people have shared birthdays on the same day. So it's kind of like, how likely is that? But anyway, so one of the things that I saw leading up to it is, as I mentioned on the show, probably multiple times over the years, but like as far as late night hosts, Conan O'Brien's been the one that I've always been interested and followed since the earliest days that he was doing the late night show on NBC. So the show's on a mini hiatus. They're actually kind of like changing up the format a little bit. It's going to transition to a half-hour show. They got rid of the band. I'm not really sure how it's going to look when he comes back, but in the meantime, it was called the Basic Cable Band. But
it's been that for many years, right?
Yeah, since they went to TBS.
Oh.
But it was basically everybody. When Max Weinberg was there, it was like he left when they went to the Tonight Show. It might have been earlier, but either way, I think it was the rest of his band stuck around and became the Basic Cable Band. So I'm not really sure what the format's really going to look like. He's kind of described it, but I don't know. But anyway, in between, they're doing a around the country live show tour, and DC was the first show of the tour. So we went to that. It was the Friday, November the 2nd. And it was cool. It was fun. He came out, brought 4 other comedians with him. So he had people come out, do their sets. He'd come back and talk, whatever. And he kind of did his own little thing, mostly just telling stories, a lot of which I'd heard before, from over the years on the show. But some stuff I had, and then he took questions and whatnot. But it was cool. It was just cool to see. Place called the Warner Theater, very historic looking.
Oh, yeah.
I'd never been there before, but
I don't think I've been there either.
Obviously been there a long time. So it was cool. So my wife got that for me as a birthday present. We went out, stayed over right down the street at a place, and then after the show, went to a little place called Capital City Brewing, which I was surprised how few beers they actually made for a place called Capital City Brewing. They make like 2 beers, and then everything else that they have is like, here's from our friends that also make beers. Like,
I wonder if they contract brew then.
Maybe. I didn't ask questions. I think there was 1 or 2 that I'd seen before, and the others I wasn't really familiar with. But it was considering it was right there in more or less the heart of DC, very reasonably priced, like not outrageous at all.
Yeah,
and that food was all right.
It was
yeah. I mean, it was. I wouldn't go back for
you their version of a panini.
Actually, I got some tacos that were okay. They were okay.
Well, I'm sure they were better than what I had in the the Missouri airport. So I'm sure.
Yeah. What was it again? A taquito covered in
relish.
Relish.
That was terrible.
Like they thought it was a hot dog or what?
It was.
They pulled it. It came off of one of those rollers like at 7-Eleven. They're like, yeah, everything gets ketchup and relish, right? It's all the same.
And it was a barbecue place too. I don't know why I got outvoted, but things happen.
So last thing I'll mention is I finally got around to watching the 4th season of Legend of Korra. So I've seen the whole thing now. I enjoyed it. It was good. It was kind of a reminder as it went, but also kind of its own thing too. But they really did make a point as the episodes went on to kind of like make sure you remembered the folks that she had fought in the previous seasons and be like, hey, remember what this guy, and I should remember their names, but I don't remember.
Was it Amon
Zahir, was
yeah, Kuvira, and Unalaq?
Well, Kuvira was the last season, and what was the third?
It was Amon, Unalaq, Zahir.
Well, Unalaq was the like demon or something, right?
No, wasn't that was her father's brother? That was her uncle.
What was the name of the like devilly kite-looking spirit thing?
Something with a V, right?
Vatu.
Fatu. There you go.
Yeah. Okay, so there you go. You helped me get to that point.
It was my major.
But it was good. But I think what I don't remember necessarily from when I had watched it before, and maybe I recognized it at the time and just sort of forgot about it, but like recapping it and kind of having some of the characters explain, hey, if you didn't quite get it at the time, here's what so-and-so wanted. Maybe they went about things the wrong way, but on some level, they had a thought that was actually a good idea. They just took it way too far and were, did something insane and so, became a bad person. And I'm realizing this is way more complex than anything that I watched as a kid, as far as like telling a story where it's not just black and white. G.I. Joe was all about they're bad, shoot them with lasers.
Poorly.
Right. So it's like there's varying degrees of gray throughout the whole thing, and it makes it very interesting.
It was much more nuanced, and she went through. I don't know. I mean, they only show Aang for like a hot second, like as an adult, but she went through a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And she had to fight people without the benefit of having, the power of all the other previous avatars, which is crazy. Sorry for the spoiler, but she went through a lot.
I'll probably never watch it. You're not spoiling anything.
Why wouldn't you watch Legend of Korra?
Because I have too much stuff I'm watching now, and I have a backlog that's ridiculous, like my gaming backlog. So I don't add anything else to it.
Those sound like excuses to me, and I.
Did you watch Avatar?
Nope.
Well, you're less incentivized to
watch.
Every night I come home and I spend 4 hours.
Every night? Wow.
Watching, let's see, High Noon, Highly Questionable, and then the Dan Le Batard show from earlier in the day, the rerun of that.
I've never seen any of those things, so.
It's all stuff on ESPN, but It's all sports shows that don't take sports too seriously, which is why I like watching them.
Okay.
It's the only way I can enjoy sports anymore. If somebody takes it too serious, I'm like, I gotta go.
Yeah, I get it. But I'm good. I've talked plenty, so not Tiny, but Aaron, what have you been up to?
I've seen a bunch of movies. Took the little ones to go see The House with the Clock in Its Walls, and I was kind of taken aback by the fact that Eli Roth was the director.
Okay.
So the
I guess that's allowable.
No, it's fine. It's just, I think about like the Hostel movies and stuff that's really gory and not for kids, but it was fine. It was.
Got to go for the paycheck at some point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Eventually, you got to go for the big money. Kids movies.
Oh yeah, and so it was at that theater out in what is that? That is that Glen Burnie?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think that's what you said.
Yeah, that really discount theater. So, and it's funny that they'd been there before, but when I took them, was that Friday, I guess. So we get to the theater. They were like, "This theater is terrible," because it's a theater from like back when we were in high school. There's no stadium seats and it's almost level. So if somebody really tall sits in front of you, you're kind of short. You can't really see. That didn't happen, but they were just they were whelmed by this theater. Very much whelmed, but it was fine. Tickets are cheap, so that was cool. And then I took them to see Smallfoot the next day, which was surprisingly good.
Really,
it's like a throwaway. Hey, this is a cartoon with Yetis in it. I'm like, all right, fine, but it was kind of like
it looked like a Netflix only movie.
It does, but it's really not. It had Channing Tatum was in it, and Zendaya, and Common, and Danny DeVito. So it had like a pretty good cast, good songs. So and it was kind of nuanced. Like there was a lot in it. I was very pleasantly surprised by the quality of that one. And then today I had a chance to go see Overlord, which was quite interesting. Have you all seen the trailer for that?
No,
never even heard of it.
Really? I guess not a surprise. No, it was fine.
Well, I never heard of that Smallfoot thing either until you tweeted about it.
Well, Overlord is, and I saw the trailer, reminded me of like Wolfenstein or something, where it's like a fictitious sort of take on what would happen in World War II if the Nazis had gotten into some. It's not so much like the occult in this one, but they definitely are doing some experimental and awful things to people to make soldiers and stuff like that. But J.J. Abrams, it's a Bad Robot production. It was pretty good. It's interesting that it gave me what I often want to see, but then I'll put it this way. Okay, the main character was black in this movie. The only other character who was not white was Bokeem Woodbine played a commanding officer aboard like the plane. Without spoiling everything, he's not in the movie that long. I'm not going to say why. He's not in the movie that long. It's war.
I think you can figure it out.
You can probably figure it out.
Yeah.
You've seen Executive Decision.
Exactly. You're not going to survive, but you will. So, but it doesn't go quite like that. So it is nice to see a movie where you have a character they're a character. Like they are playing a role. He's not playing the black guy. He is a soldier. He's not a very good one, at least not initially. But that's part of his arc. And it's sort of like, you ever seen, what's the movie with Denzel?
Is it also like a thing where he's not also just playing himself in the movie? Because that's the problem with a lot of like actors, especially when it comes to like minority actors. They get stuck almost just playing who they are, whether it's Terry Crews or
well, he's not that known. So
or Dr. Ken Jeong. Like I was just wondering if like
I know
that's one of my problems. Like they just get stuck in that role where I'm like, they're just playing themselves. This isn't even like interesting. They're not doing anything interesting.
Like, what's the movie with Denzel as the pilot? I can't think of the name of it.
Oh, he flies upside down?
Yes.
Don't even know the name of the movie, just that he flies upside down.
That movie was great. That movie was great, but what stood out about that movie?
What was that called? That was a good movie.
Flight. It was called Flight, right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, there we go.
Pretty. It was like the name of an Atari 2600 game.
Flight. There you go. Yeah. So it's kind of like that where, it's you like to see people. You like to see a diverse set of actors and actresses in movies.
Yeah.
Where they're not like playing, hey, you're the black guy, you're the Latino, you're the Latino guy, or you're the Asian woman. You are
mean
a character.
like John Leguizamo back in like the late 90s, mid 2000s?
Actually, he has a new special on Netflix.
Oh, does?
Yeah.
It's on Netflix?
Yeah, it's about.
Because his last special I thought was like Showtime or HBO.
It looks pretty good. I watched just a piece of it. It's basically him giving like a history about Latin, about Latino people and how like people think of Mayan culture, and then fast forward to like today.
It's not like a comedy special.
It is. No, it's supposed to be funny, but it's to educate people as well. But it's definitely supposed to be funny. I mean,
I have to check it out. I check out a lot of the comedy stuff that hits Netflix. That's probably the one thing that, out of all this, I pay for Netflix and I pay for 4K. I find myself watching more comedy specials and documentaries and stuff more than anything else on there.
Yeah, I'll get back to something with that too. But I enjoyed the movie, gory, a lot of action, and I appreciated that he was a character, and that's fine. It's just when he's a black man in the middle of like German occupied France, it just you're like the suspension of disbelief for like a lot of things in this movie, which is fine. But part of it was just like, I know he's a character, but like he would stand like it just didn't.
You're like, how does nobody notice that?
No one else noticed it, and it's like, and even like I think about, my cousin was visiting, and she had put some posts about her grandfather who was a colonel. He passed away 2003, 2004. And, he would often talk about, the segregation of troops and just the realities of being in the military and being in the army, being black. So to watch this movie, it's just like, it's good that he can just be a character.
Yeah. But
then at the same time, it's like, it just took me out of it.
Well, you think about it, if he was in France right now, he'd still stand out in 2018.
Let alone in 1944 in Germany, when Germany's occupying France. It's just like, okay. But the movie was still enjoyable. It was just, I kept thinking like, this is such a double-edged sword. Like, I like this, but then it's like, it's not real enough for me. But
yeah.
So anyway, but I thought that was interesting. Did you mention Netflix? I've been watching Adam Ruins Everything, and there's one episode. You ever seen it before?
I've seen like clips when they used to pop up on Facebook of some of his things, but I've never watched his TV show.
Yeah, that's as much as I ever saw too.
It's pretty interesting, but he did one about herpes, and the whole segment was about how like herpes was like, the whole rationale is, well, 90% of people have herpes. I mean, between like the different simplexes of it and herpes, genitalia versus the mouth, all that kind of stuff. It's like, why does it have such a bad reputation? It's like, because it's herpes. Like, I just could not get to that point where I'm like, yeah, it's not a big deal. Yeah. Having open sores on your genitals, not a big deal. Everybody wants that. Like, it's just like, I don't.
Reminds me of how high it was. Like, that ish on your lip got some ish on your lip, on its lip. Like,
yeah, no one. It was like, you have red spots all over your body. That doesn't stop. Like, I enjoyed the shit. That one episode just made me go, no.
Trying too hard. I feel like you tried a little too hard.
Well, it was different, like when he talked about the restaurant industry.
Yeah.
The fact that legally only car dealerships can sell cars new. Okay, fine. But herpes isn't a big deal? Like, I'm just like, how do you... And the previous episode was about, like, how kids get dumber during the summer. So it was an interesting, like, logical jump of,
when they're not in school and...
Well, yeah, it was the
shocking!
Exactly.
They start forgetting things that they're not doing constantly.
Yeah. Like, so you go from that to, like, why is this a big deal? Like, everybody has it. Like, no. Everybody does not have it. Oh boy. Mike, you mentioned going to see Conan. My wife and I for our anniversary. I know she doesn't watch the show really, but she likes the YouTube clips and stuff like that. So I took her to see Trevor Noah. He was at was it Dar Constitutional Hall? Thought it was the American Revolution. It was a really good show. He was hilarious. He brought one other guy, which is okay. You know, I wasn't mad at him. You know, it was definitely a. I don't think I've ever seen a full episode of The Daily Show, be it with Jon Stewart or with him. I've seen clips.
I'm the same way.
So, but the things I've seen, I think I think Trevor Noah's very funny, but I mean, he went places that I just didn't think he would go, and it was great. It was a really good show. I enjoyed it.
I saw his Netflix special last year. I thought was really good. But
Yeah,
I think like Daily Show is kind of like the whole thing with like the way a lot of the late night shows are now. Like I'll watch a clip if somebody posts something, but that's about all.
yeah. I'm not
I
gonna
find
go
that stuff good
seeking it.
for. Yeah, if I see it come across Twitter or Facebook, I'll stop and watch the 4-5 minute clip, and then I'm like, okay,
We're good.
and I forget about it until the next one pops up.
What was the next thing? I had not been to a McDonald's in quite some time. So on Friday, I drove out with the girls a little bit early. I figured I'd stop. I know there's a McDonald's across the street from the theater. I figured we'll pop in there, get something to eat, and go to the theater. So I walk in, and we walk up to the counter, and everybody's just staring at us like we're stupid. Like, and it's a lot of young people just who work there, just straight, just looking at us like we have 3 heads, like on each of our bodies. We all have 3 heads.
Going.
You said you don't know where this is going?
I have a feeling I know where this is going.
And somebody finally says, "Oh, you have to use the touch screens."
Yep.
It's like, there's no one in line. Like, why? So I have not been to a McDonald's that had that yet. So I'm like, why? There's no one in line. How would this ever be faster?
I only knew about this because of the New York had them for a while.
And they really thought like we were like the dumbest people because we didn't know. But like I haven't been in a McDonald's in quite some time.
Yeah, they're trying to force train you to say, look, I don't care if nobody's at the register, nobody's at the screen, and you want to just do it like you always did. We need you to know for the future so that you can continue to eat here in 10 years.
It's forcing you so eventually you'll just use your phone and not even the touchscreen.
But you know,
my opinion of such things is don't need to go to McDonald's ever again.
Yeah, I feel like I might not. And it was like the touch. Okay, here's the thing. When we came in the little lobby area, not lobby, but like the first set of doors, there's a poster up that says like, "Hey, there's a 6." They're basically copying off the Wendy's 4 for $4 thing, but it's like 6. Oh, a BC Terp says I prefer to not interact with people. He likes them. Well, I'm glad you like them. That's great. I can see the advantage, but when it's empty, Also, I didn't know. I walked up to the counter like I normally would. So there's a $6 deal where you get like I don't know, like a quarter pounder with cheese or 10 nuggets, a drink, a fry, and an apple pie. So I had to find that buried in the menu, which wasn't the greatest experience because no one told me how to use it. I'm not a moron, but
you
I had to find it myself.
You didn't take the training class that they give employees when they apply for the job.
Exactly. So, we worked it out. We all got the same, not just different variations of that same thing. So then it printed out. I couldn't pay at the thing. No, wait a minute. I could not pay at the kiosk, so I had to go back up to the counter. I was like, what's the point of this?
Yeah, if you want to pay cash, you have to do that. If you use your card, you can stick it right in the touchscreen. At least where I saw it before.
Well, that's the thing. The card reader and the touchscreen either weren't on or weren't working. So I had to go back up to pay, which is like, well, what's the point of this?
Yeah.
That's why I'll just stick to drive-thru and never go inside.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking the same thing.
Well, they're integrating touchscreens for that too.
I wouldn't be surprised.
You roll up and it's just like a non-employee voice will just be like, "Hey, how can we help you?" And then like a thing will come up on the screen. You're supposed to just figure it out.
I'm not touching any screen where anybody walking by could put something on that screen. Then I gotta touch it. No, I'm good.
I felt that way about just touching.
I would stop. I'd just be like, I guess I'm eating at home all the time. If all the places start having that.
McDonald's is not the only one doing it. I've seen it at Burger King too.
I've never Thank God there's none of them around me.
And
I would stop going if I had to use an outside touchscreen.
The really bad part of it is you could tell that the staffing levels have not been reallocated based on the technology being there, because a year from now, if the touchscreens stay, because it looked like everybody was staring at us because they weren't not that they weren't working, but the staffing levels were normal. Like you'd have 3 people up for like each, behind each cash register. But so yeah,
they kind of they're prepared to wait and help people who don't know how to use the touchscreen, much like they would have been there waiting to help you just to verbally order your food. At least for now, it's pretty much the same. But yeah, like the one time I ever got involved in any one of these things, it was the same kind of problem where it was, I see an offer on the board, I want to take advantage of said offer. I push the things that are in the offer on the screen, and the price comes up completely different. And when I finally got some assistance with it, the end result was, oh, well, the price doesn't reduce until you've already paid. Like,
that doesn't make any sense.
How does that work? She's like, just let it say it's going to be 6 something, and then when you put your credit card in, it'll just charge you $4. I'm like,
no, I don't trust you all that much.
This is the worst idea I think I've heard. This is worse than forcing me to use the screen in the first place. Yeah. So I said, I'm going to pay cash so I know exactly how much money you are taking from me. And then I went up to the register, just like you said, and we had the transaction right there, like we could have in the very beginning. It's dumb.
Well, BC Turples also said when he goes to Chick-fil-A, he uses the app even if he's not eating there. I started using the app just for the reward.
You're not going to order food.
well, no,
he says even if he's eating there, like inside.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Even if you're eating at the... Okay.
Yeah, why would he... But you're there. I use the app because the rewards and all that crap. Not that I've earned anything, but I just started using it because we were going there. It's funny, I got the app. We haven't been since. And that was like 2 months ago.
Well, as I mentioned, Potbelly, that's actually one of the reasons I go is because every time I'm thinking, oh, what do I want to eat? Well, let me just see if my Potbelly account has anything free today. Sure enough, there it is. Why not? Free chips, free drink, free cookie, free whatever. It's like you're giving me something for free, whereas the other place is giving me nothing. I guess I'll go to Potbelly today. Why not?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think I have the McDonald's app because that Trick or Treat game, and it'll probably get uninstalled now. And I have the Starbucks app because I will say the Starbucks app was great when we were in Boston that one year when we had that place right around the corner. And I just like, all right, gonna go get Starbucks. It's already there. I'm coming back to the place. I just walked in, grabbed it, and left.
Convenience is key.
Yeah.
BC Turp said, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was just gonna say, like, when something's within walking distance, I'm sure I'd use the app more. But driving, I'm like, I'll just go through the drive-thru. Why am I going to order on the app? And then it says I have to park here and wait for somebody to come outside.
Oh. Yeah, the first time I saw a sign that says, park here for drive-thru, I was like, what universe am I in right now?
I'm good. All right, BC Turp said McDonald's tried to use call centers for drive-thrus. I remember that. You weren't actually talking to a person in the store. Yeah, I remember that failing miserably because that's just a terrible idea. They try. And he also said he gets tons of free food through the Chick-fil-A app. So, yeah, I got it. So, whenever I use it, I'll make sure I accrue those points, or whatever, however it is. But
talking about all this fast food stuff reminds me, I have been, not every day or anything, but I've bought a handful of those stupid $5 Taco Bell boxes hoping to win the coveted platinum.
I'm surprised you're doing that because you have all this stuff already. You don't.
I do, but have you seen what those platinum bundles are going for on eBay?
No, what are they going for?
Like over $1,000.
Why?
It's not worth it because it's just a color scheme, but it's a nice looking color. I wish they sold it.
My problem is
at a
if
discount.
I could change up what's in the box to make a $5 box, I'd do it, but I don't want just that basic taco. I want the double chalupa, then something interesting. Like, I don't buy it because I don't want just basic tacos.
The first time I went to a Taco Bell to get one of these, the guy right behind me while I'm waiting for the food orders the same thing, and he says, I don't want any of those cinnamon twists. Can I get another taco instead? And the lady was like, I don't know, let me see. And then she goes through the computer system and she's like, yeah, you can get this or you can get that or whatever. So whatever he said, she wound up ordering him up like a whole bunch of extra tacos on top. And then he starts complaining, and it's, the way things just work out at fast food. But
yeah, I
bring it up partially. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No. Well, so the Taco Bell nearest to where I live, since at least the last 20 years, has been a KFC Taco Bell, and
those are the worst.
It was not a great place, but it was the local Taco Bell, whatever. They recently remodeled it. They reopened. Now it's just a Taco Bell. So we don't have KFC anymore. I go in there as like, the super modern looking ones. If you ever walked in one of these where they got like the long benches and bar stools and like stuff like that. And I go to order the box. And she says, all right, well, that'll be $6 whatever with tax. And I was like, wait, is it not $5 anymore? And she's just staring at me like, what are you even talking about? And I look up at the board and there's no price on the board. And I'm like, oh, who cares? Whatever. What am I going to do? Argue with you for $1? My life is more important than this. I don't even care. Just give me the food. Here's the money. I'm waiting for the food. And as I'm waiting, the only people that are in the restaurant, the man of the couple, walks up to the counter and he says, does this come with a taco? And the girl looks at him like, what are you talking about? And he goes, the thing, I was supposed to get a taco. And she's like, we have tacos. It's like, I already have my food. Do I get a taco? And she turns around and like asks the manager or whatever. And he's like literally spitting particles of food out as he's talking as well. And she's finally like, yeah, okay, we'll order you a taco. And he goes back and sits down. And his taco comes out before my box. He gets his taco, goes back, sits down. She brings out, actually it wasn't her, it was another guy, comes over. He brings me the box. As he's bringing the box to me, liquid is pouring out of the corner of the box onto the floor. And he puts it on the counter, and I said, what just came out of the box? And he opens it up, and he looks, and he goes, I don't know. I'm like, can I at least get a bag or something so I don't get, like, taco juice all over my car or something? And he's just like, okay.
Gross.
Like, yeah, at that point I'm thinking, maybe I'll just not come back here. That'll be good.
Mm-hmm. That sounds appropriate. Yeah.
So, although I will say, they did kind of overstuff the meat on the chalupa. So I
really like the double chalupa. It's so good.
I do. I think it's
don't get it spicy though. I thought it would be like a spicy sauce. No, they just dumped about a half jar of pickled jalapenos onto the dang thing. And I'm not a big fan of the pickled jalapenos. I like them fresh. And the fact there was like 15 to 20 of them just thrown on there, I was like, y'all don't even care.
Yeah,
I was like, ugh.
Doesn't sound appealing.
Mm-mm.
No, it does not.
But I can't go to Taco Bell without ordering like 3 or 4 items. It's so bad. I walk out, they're like, all right, that'll be $12. I'm like, God damn. Because I feel like 1 or 2 items at Taco Bell never fill me up like anywhere else. I don't know why.
I just marvel how they can take 4 or 5 different things and repackage them. Like for an infinite number of times.
Dude, that double or triple decker Crunchwrap was the biggest scam.
Just add crunchiness to it. That's
like they basically were like, they were like, look, it's a triple decker. You open it up after you get it, you're like, it looks like you just added 1 more taco shell to this thing and slammed it together, and there's no extra meat or anything else. I don't care what you say.
The difference between a turkey sandwich and a club sandwich. It's that extra slice of bread.
The ad and reality. Like, I'm always like, it looks nothing like that.
Oh yeah.
What's that movie with Michael Douglas falling down where he goes into the fast food place? It's like, this doesn't look like the burger in the picture.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, how are they allowed to get away with that? especially when it's so blatantly off.
Yeah, I've always wondered if you're eating in, like if they're just going to put it on the tray anyway, can you just request that they not put it in a wrapper that basically just flattens whatever you're buying? Just make it and put it on a plate, a paper plate or something, or a napkin, and put that on the tray. Don't crush it after you've made it, and let's see what it looks
smash
like.
It down. Well,
right.
Or learn how to wrap the paper around it without crushing the burger. It's not that hard.
just do it more gingerly, or just gingerly. I don't know. Yeah.
Excuse me.
All right, I'm pretty sure I talked about everything. Oh, Detective Pikachu. Did you all see the trailer for it?
Oh god, it looks terrible.
What?
It looks kind of funny.
It looks terrible.
I thought it was a game.
I've never been so scared.
Well, no, it's called. What's the full movie called? What's it
Pokemon
called?
in my life.
It's called Pokemon. What? Something. I don't know.
I don't understand.
Basically, it's like the Who Framed Roger Rabbit of like Pokemon, and Ryan Reynolds does the voice of Pikachu, and the nerdy guy from the second Jurassic World is the lead. So
it's terrible. Dude.
As a live action actor,
he's a person. He's himself. Well, not himself, but he's a person. And Pikachu
I don't know how you haven't
Pikachu.
seen it without Twitter blew up. It was so creepy.
See, I don't care about Pokemon, so I wasn't like, oh man, this is sacrilege. I thought, oh, this looks alright.
I'm not talking about sacrilege. I just think almost everything they showed looks like it's a horror movie, not a Pokemon movie.
Okay, Mr. Mime was kind of freaking me out, though. I'm not gonna lie, because when you go from like a 2-dimensional cartoon to that, that's a little off-putting.
Like I was like, kill it with fire. What is that thing?
Well, Charizard was trying to do that. Was that Charizard? I don't know. One of those things. The big one. Yeah, that's Charizard. Yeah, let's just say it's Charizard for the sake of our.
That's gonna be like maybe one day if I'm just sitting there and it pops on Netflix. I'm like, all right, let's see how bad this is.
It's Charizard. You know what the deal is. All right, that's it for me. All right.
Tiny? Oh.
Bueller? What games you been playing, Nitro?
Smite. 3 years later, still playing Smite. Been playing Smite a lot again. Since the last time I was on the show. I think I took about a 9-month break from that game. Where I just they changed something like mid-season last year where I was like, I can't play this anymore. So I took a long break, came back this year, and they made some changes to where it was fun again. But they had a big problem this week that I haven't been able to play much. They have a ping issue where most people playing on North American servers are having 300 ping. And it's both teams. It's just not fun. Everybody at the end of the match is like, this is bad. Anybody else have 300 ping? And everybody's like, yeah, we all had 300 ping.
Do they have another game they want to push you over to play, or what is?
No, they're having issues with the provider that routes how the servers talk to each other.
Well, I'll say.
So they're supposedly trying to work with that provider and put out something. I think it's more than that, because the day of patch it worked fine. The next day it didn't. I think it has more to do with whatever the patch they put out was. Typical Hi-Rez, or I guess Titan Studios now. I don't know. They broke up into 3 companies to push each game. So I played some League of Legends, because if you haven't noticed with how social media exploded, did we lose Aaron?
I'm still here.
Oh.
Yeah, I was questioning that for a moment too.
If you haven't noticed anything, League of Legends released a new set of skins for a K-pop group, quote unquote, type thing, called KDA, which in MOBAs is Kill Death Assist, but it's K/DA. And they got 2 American pop stars to team up with a Korean pop group, and they put out a mixed language track as well, like a full-on music video. It was really well done. So I went back into League. I bought all the new skins because I gotta support my K-pop. Gotta get that fixed.
They got a live.
Started playing some bot matches because I have my Salt Minded and Smite, so bot matches only in League. So I got back into that, and I'm enjoying that again as well. But like I said, I won't do that PvP. I can't have too many salt mines coming around at once. Um, I did check out Diablo 3 for Switch,
No,
which
is it the third time you bought this game? The first time? How many times you bought this game? No judgment, I'm just asking.
I bought it on PC at launch, stopped playing because it was terrible. I bought it on sale for Xbox, barely played it, and then got rid of it.
Oh yeah, I have it on PS4 too. Yeah,
Or
so
PS4. One of the consoles I bought it on, and I was like, eh. But one of my friends was like, dude, it runs really well on Switch. I'm like, there's no way. I got it. Because I went on my Switch and I was like, why do I have like $43 in the eShop? When did I add this money onto my balance? I didn't remember doing it, so I was like, all right, I covered the difference, bought the digital version, and dang, does that game run smooth as hell.
Okay, I was
no
thinking about triple
stuttering.
dipping.
It was like explosions happening around. Everything was running great. I definitely recommend it. And it's Diablo 3 on the go. Like, why not?
Well,
Or Diablo 3 anywhere in my house where I don't have to worry about a TV.
Well, they have that phone game coming out that apparently was very popular and
well received.
very well received. The folks at BlizzCon could not have been more thrilled.
Oh man, that quiet awkwardness is so. Well,
how about the part where the guy was like, "You guys have phones, right?" Like, people were like, "Don't, just stop. Do you know what you're doing?" Okay.
Yeah, that was a bad look. But
Yeah,
I didn't play too long. I was just kind of getting the feel for it. But I gotta say, like, I was just in shock at how well it played. I definitely want to play with some people to see how it works over online. So now, actually, I think it might be canceled now. I gotta actually pay for the $20 a year now. I finally did the free trial because I was just like, until I played a game that required online, I refused to even start my free trial for the Switch Online. But yeah, Diablo looks good. It plays well. I don't really feel like it. It probably looks a little worse if I play it on the TV than the PC. But on the Switch screen being that small, I don't notice like, oh man, this looks bad. Like, it looks great. Took a while to get used to the controls, but it worked really well when I still haven't touched it on the TV, like I said, but I definitely recommend it. Played some Madden 19. I finally bought that on PC since it's finally on PC again.
It didn't launch on PC?
Madden?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you were into Madden. I guess I should.
I always somehow buy it every year. Like, I won't buy it at launch anymore, but within like months, it goes like 20 to 30 off. Like, they get that initial crowd, then they just drop the price.
Do you know what made them release it on PC this year as opposed to skipping it for the last, you tell me how many years, I don't know.
I think it's because they have that Origin access more than anything, because they're really pushing PC more than ever.
Oh, okay.
It's awesome on PC. I did see some frame rate drops here and there, but for being the first year, that only happened during, like, cutscenes or, like, I don't know if cutscene's the right word, but, like, during the more of the presentation part, not the gameplay part. Gameplay part plays well. Everything looks great. Sounds good. I will say the one problem Madden's always had that 2K had better is the presentation, like, outside of the game. Like, starting up the game, halftime, end of game, like, presentations are all kind of just feel very robotic. Like there's not a lot of life to them. They even brought in Jonathan Coachman this year, and he still just sounds like you can hear where the audio from this line suddenly is being cut off to make sure he can say the next part for this team. Like, that bugs me. I'm like, you are a major developer, and you can't seem to get that timing down right. It just feels weird when I know there are RPG makers in your same company that somehow if I make a choice, you don't even notice that it stops unless I force the game to sit there. So it just feels weird that they can't get that down without it feeling like, and we go over to this game, and then it like pauses for 2 seconds. The Eagles! Like, why is that happening? It should be smoother. Like, I have Amazon
the Baltimore
Echo.
Colts. It's like, wait, what?
If I bring up Amazon Echo next to the question, it just speaks. Like, why is this so difficult for them to get this down? Like, I just feel like there's technology there that can make
They have no incentive to do any better. They're not. There's no other football games.
I know. It's really annoying.
You said Coach is on there?
Yeah.
I thought is he back on WWE now?
I think so, but this isn't like ESPN or anything. So.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
EA's own stuff. They did ESPN for like 2 years and then just dropped it. But I mean, the games overall, I was playing a new franchise because it's going to be my casual game for streaming. If I just want something to play where I can watch chat better, because when I'm playing like Smite or something, I'm so focused on the game. I'll miss what people say for like 8 minutes, 10 minutes. Not as much at a loss, but if I'm winning, like my main focus is to keep that winning going. So
yeah, as well it should be.
I always feel bad because I'm like, oh, sorry, I missed it. So the last game I've been playing is a mobile game called Fate Granddaughter.
I don't know who you are anymore.
And if anybody knows, there's an anime series called Fate, Stay Night, Fate. Oh god, there's so many different Fates. Unlimited Blade Works, all this stuff. And this game, Fate Granddaughter, I call it the waifu game. It's basically, it's a money sink and a time sink. I've put a lot of money into this game in about 3-4 months time. More than I'd like to admit. But it's really well done. Like, it brings all the characters from the anime in different parts of the Fate universe in male and female. You got to roll to get them, of course. But it's surprisingly deep. So I went in and I'm like, what's this stuff called craft essence? So you got to also build up these things called craft essences that you slot into the character when you go into battle, and they give you more boosts, more attack power, or they might boost your ultimate gauge or make certain cards, because it does have that mechanic of you have your buster cards that are red, your quick cards that are green, and your arch cards that are blue, and it kind of has that like if you match these three up, you'll get a better stat going into this fight. Or if you have one character out of your party of 3 has 3 cards, they get an extra attack that round. But the one thing that got me more than anything is the story in the game. Like, just playing through the story missions. I think I've been playing for 3 months, and I've only gotten through 3 chapters outside of the prologue, and the story's really well done. Like, there's a lot of text to read in this game. You get little like choices, but it doesn't really make a difference in the game. It's just, hey, this is your main character. We want to let you know that you're just not you, so you don't feel like another faceless character. You're going to be like, all right, I can say I want to react to this statement or question this way or that way. The other thing that's amazing about this game is the events it does. Like, every 2 weeks, there's like a new event starting in this game. And it's not just like a reskin of like the story missions. The fights still play out the same way, but the way they handle like how you get your rewards or how you get drops to get rewards changes like with each event. So it doesn't just feel like the same thing over and over again, just constantly repeating. And those have their own stories too. So there's like little story things, and then they have like the free modes where you can actually just farm your drops and get the stuff you need. And the other good thing, well, I think everybody's played a phone game where you have characters that are like 1 star to 5 stars. 5 stars obviously are the ones you're probably going to spend more money to get a buttload of them. But what this game does is during events is they give you what they call welfare servants. And it's always, almost every event has a 4-star servant you can get and like get the materials you need and other stuff to fully max them out.
Is that
so they're
like
very
an actual person? Is that like a creature?
Yeah, no, like a fake character, like one of the characters. They'll change them up a little. Like right now, they got a Christmas rerun event from last year, and it's like a Santa version of Altria, and a different class. So they'll take a character that you know and change up the class.
Oh, okay.
And let you
so
get
you
that
know visually, like it's not.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really cool the way they do it, though. Like, I really enjoy how they do that. Like, there's an event going on right now, the Christmas rerun, and I spent most of my day off today just playing that for like a couple hours.
Can I ask you a very personal question, Nitro?
Yes.
How much money have you given them already?
I did $40 today alone, so you can imagine over the past month. I usually spend money at the beginning of each event, especially since I wasn't playing during the first run of these events. Like my friend who's seeing the reruns come before the new ones start, he's like, I have nothing to spend. I already have everything from last year. So I'm still trying to get like craft essences that help boost drops and stuff. So I'll buy $40 to $80 a month at this point. The first month I probably dropped more than $300.
Wow.
I had a day where I had a day where I rolled to get a certain character and I got the worst rolls ever, and I did one of those frustration purchases.
Those are the best kind.
Yeah, I did another $80 immediately after that, and immediately was like, "What the f did I just do?" And I was just like, and since that one I did, I'm a lot more careful about how I spend my money. If I get frustrated at the gotcha luck element, I'm just like, nope, gotta put this down and walk away.
That's probably for the best.
Because it's very easy to do that, especially when you get invested into the game. Like, I'm really enjoying this game. Like, I wake up, I make sure I get everything done before I get to work. I get off work, I get home, I'm immediately using all my attack points again until it runs out. And I kind of play it at least 3, maybe 4 times a day. Pick it up throughout the day.
So this is why you shouldn't ever enjoy anything. It just leads to the path of I gotta give.
I look at it like this though. I've probably spent thousands on Smite.
Really, I thought you were like really good. Aren't they paying you to play at this point?
You know, considering like I own most of the skins in that game, I've probably spent easily, I don't know, $2,000 in 4 years on that game.
I don't like spending money on anything in game. Like even DLC that I know I want, I'm like, I'll wait till it's on sale. Like I can't.
Like I've stopped from doing it on Overwatch because I'm like, I paid for this game. I shouldn't have to spend a lot of money on these games to get what I want. Smite, at least I look, it's free to play. They have to keep everything running. They're not charging me up front. And they have that brilliant package if you want to get all the gods and goddesses now and future. It's like $30 and it's been on sale for 15. You get everybody for like $15 instead of trying to grind it out if you wait for it.
And that seems reasonable.
Sure. Yeah, it does seem reasonable.
Considering there's almost 100 now, yeah. I'm surprised they haven't raised the price yet. I'm still like, how is this only $30? Like, this is crazy.
How can I give you more money? How?
I just think at this point when I started, there was like 60. So it was like $30 for like, it was basically $30 for 60 gods. Now it's still $30 and there's like 90 some gods.
Okay, the value just gets more and more. Yeah.
But they get you in those skins. And they sell voice packs, so you have to also buy the voice packs for the gods to hear what the voices that they record for the skins.
Yeah.
But I own all them too.
So for the $30, buy all the characters, you don't get the voices of them?
No, you get like a basic voice.
Oh.
But there's way to get like the voices out of other things that you do throughout the year, so you have chances to get them. It's not guaranteed though. But when you own almost everything, I roll a certain chest and I just get the voice pack for free. I spent so much money, it's not really free.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That's really all I've been playing in more recent weeks.
Send all the money. All the money.
Yeah. Yeah, I've spent too much money on free-to-play games.
Nah, I can't judge in general for just, so.
I had to cancel. I canceled a bunch of games this week. Actually, in the past few months, I've canceled a lot of game pre-orders. I keep looking at what my backlog's getting to, and I'm like, I can't. I canceled Pokemon Let's Go and a bunch of other stuff because I was just like, I'm not going to play this anytime soon.
Yeah,
eventually, I'll buy it on a digital sale.
You done any Kickstarters lately?
No, I haven't even been doing that. I've been getting Kickstarter rewards in from like years ago. That's always fun. But it's like, dang, I kickstarted this like 3-4 years ago. It's just showing up to my door. I'm like, well, at least they came through.
Yeah, I have 2 from years ago hanging out there. They're forthcoming, but you know,
I trust anybody
hopefully.
who constantly updates. It's the ones who stopped updating. Where sometimes something will show up and I'll be like, wow, I didn't even know this. I forgot I backed this.
yeah,
Right.
that PAX, that and game, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm walking through. I'm like, this is still coming out. He was like, yeah, I know. I said, dude, I kickstarted this like 4 years ago for like
Yeah,
15
I had to
bucks.
back off because it was just too much to back. Like, I backed so many like board games and card games like that, and I barely have time to play them
Yeah.
or have people over to play them. That's the other problem.
Yeah, some games I've gotten have expansions now, like 5-minute dungeon, but
I haven't
Oh.
even played the base, and I kickstarted that.
yeah.
Well, maybe
wait
at Extra Life we can.
Well, that's
bring
what
some
we
of
were
those.
thinking, because we have to talk about like logistic stuff too. Just because I keep I always want to go for like the big couch kind of thing where everybody's kind of playing one thing, but then we all end up playing, not all of us, but single
But
player
every
like-
time we get
games.
down to the couch part, you fall asleep.
Well, that's
I
true.
do-
That's-
I do
that's-
enjoy the variety of doing a little this, a little that. Not like, all right, for 24 straight hours, we're going to play Monopoly. Regular Monopoly, official, by the rules. Like,
There's a
You wanna know
thimble
how,
and an iron. Shut your mouth.
You want to know how Extra Life Marathon for GameEnthus is wrapping up? We're all playing Gang Beast, and Aaron's holding his controller head into his chest.
That's
Just
right.
like-
Your boy is
we're
tired.
like, oh boy, we're almost done.
yeah, that's like the closing bell.
Hey, Aaron, 5 more minutes. All right.
Aaron's character, you just see him stop moving, and you look over, and you're like, oh, we fell asleep.
It happens. That's what I'm saying. Like, other thing is, it gets so dark in there. Like, we need to have lights on because it gets dark and it's like, forget about it. Like, I'm done.
I remember that one year I was doing like those watermelon ghost pepper like candies. Oh,
That sounds like a
it got me
mistake.
through the last hour, and then immediately I was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. This is not good.
Oh, Ret Noob in the chat
My
says,
stomach is telling me the other.
he says, I vote for Strip Settlers of Catan. How would that even work?
I vote
Give me
that I
all
will
the
be.
wheat.
I vote that y'all play that downstairs away from my. I don't want to get banned on stream.
Yeah, I play some stuff on shit. We'll work it out. But yeah, I would just say, like, it has to be brighter.
I say we go with the thing that we did before.
Which is?
As long as somebody is up playing by the start time and somebody is still awake at the end time,
Well,
we're good.
It'll eventually...
At my age,
Yeah, I
at
know.
39, I'm not making it 24 hours anymore. Not starting in the morning. If we started at 10 at night, I could easily stay up 24 hours.
I don't know if that makes that much of a difference.
So for me, it does because
okay.
I work so
Not
many
for me.
midnight shifts for work.
Not
I
for
stay
me.
up through work and then I stay up through the next day till about the same time, and I go to bed. Like it's easier for me to go back into a day shift cycle than try to stay up all day and try to make it through that 2-3 in the morning part. That's always the worst.
Yeah, we're getting old, man. You know, I've been 39 for a little over a week now, and
Yeah. And Ben's what, 41?
we're just putting everybody's business out there. Mike, how old are you? No, I'm playing.
Right in between.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, we were talking about that at Donnie's thing because I was like, I'm not the oldest for once.
For once, it'll change next year somehow.
Yeah.
Uh,
I gained 2 years this year.
No. It's so I mean, yeah, it's getting tough for us. That's why I was like these past couple of years where it's been like as long as somebody's awake at start and awake at end.
Well,
we're
that's
good,
what
we're
I'm
done.
saying. Like, I think the environment, like, Tiny opening his home up, that's wonderful. I mean, I definitely appreciate him doing it. I just think, like, logistically, there's some things we could do to help, to I guess, to make it a little easier for us to probably
Open all the doors and windows and let that cold air come through.
No, I don't. Yeah.
So I'll be like, oh my god, I'm awake.
No.
I just hope it doesn't snow this time. Oh my god, that was awful last year trying to get up that hill.
I was worried about coming down the hill. You don't want to see, see Tiny by driving into his house.
Hi, Tiny, I'm here. Hey,
Hey, you
just
give me a
unload-
hand with some of this?
Yeah, just
What
unload the
flavor are
car.
those wings? Like,
You just pass it. You just here you go. It's already in here. Easy drop off.
just put it on the windshield. That's good. All right, Mike, what have you been playing, man?
So I guess probably the more notable things in the last since it's been. Anyway, I finally got around to playing the Messenger. I kept I kept mentioning that I was going to play the Messenger because I'd heard so many good things. Finally did. I played through the whole thing over the course of about a week, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know. I've been told that, Aaron, you spoiled the big reveal on the show at one point. I don't remember this.
Okay.
I don't really want to spoil it, but I will say this whole time I was playing it, I was like, all right, I've heard it's like a massive change. It's going to be like a completely different game. I'm thinking it's going to just switch to like an FMV, like Sega CD something or whatever. It's just going to be like totally nuts. And then it gets to a point where there's a different thing that happens. And I'm like, oh, well, that was, And then
you sound whelmed.
and then there was like the thing that I think everybody kind of, if you looked into it at all, you probably saw. And it's like, oh, well, that's kind of, I like that. That doesn't seem like a major reveal, but that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But if that's like the big game changer for like, oh, it'll blow your mind, it's like, nah. But that was cool. But why did you hype it up like that? Because now you leave me disappointed. But then there was one more thing that changed after all that, and I was like, oh.
See, I don't even know what that is. I don't think.
Like I like that idea. That's cool. I still wouldn't hype that up like your mind's gonna be blown. But the final thing that I wasn't expecting was like, I like that.
Okay, just go ahead and say what it is, because I'm not. I think I know what you're talking about, but I'm not absolutely sure. So,
all right. I mean, in the end, it basically becomes a Metroidvania.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, that's exactly what I was told. Okay. I haven't gotten that far.
Yeah. Now there are certain things that are probably more difficult than they need to be, but overall, I think it was mostly fair. I get frustrated at that kind of stuff too easily, but I don't hold that against the game.
Do you ever become the shopkeeper?
That happens earlier. That was like one of the first things, and I was like, oh, well, how is this going to work?
Who will I buy
doesn't last
things
very
from?
long. Yeah, that's a short-lived kind of thing, but that leads into like just a neat idea. But now, like clearly they're going to make another one, and I just go, you can't do the same thing. You pull that again, and it doesn't work. So I don't know what they're gonna do.
They have to change whole perspectives. Like, it starts off as like an RTS, then it becomes
later it's Bubsy 3D.
Then it becomes Bubsy 3D. Then XCOM, and then the logical conclusion is it becomes a complete ripoff of Bastion, and then the credits, boom, game.
It just and then the last version they put out, it's just you unlock it, you install it, and it loads up a screen that says, you gave us money, thanks, goodbye.
Actually, it also becomes a remake of Postal, because of the whole messenger thing, and then there you go. It writes itself. Write that down.
Sounds terrible.
It does sound terrible. That sounds awful.
Well, anything that brings
I was with you
Postal
until
back.
you got to Postal.
Yeah, I have no interest.
You weren't with me, man. You weren't with me. I was looking at you until you said the dumb thing. Okay.
I'll also say I had more difficulty playing it in handheld mode using the Joy-Cons.
I bet you did.
I didn't. I wouldn't recommend playing that way. The buttons are too small, close together.
Switch in handheld mode. I don't even.
Well,
it's
some
like
games it's fine.
99-1.
I think some games it's totally fine. Other games not so good. I went up using the 8-bit SNES controller for most, and it felt great.
It's funny, the kids don't even like that. They prefer the Joy-Con. Of course, I send them to bed for having foolish opinions, but it's whatever. It's fine.
I like the Joy-Con for Puyo Puyo Tetris because you get that perfect accuracy with left, right, ups, and downs. Like there's no mistaking which button you're hitting, and you never have the accident. Like play that game with a 360 controller. Are you kidding me? You can't. It doesn't work. Not if you're using that D-pad.
Okay, what you do is you take it and you spin it. So you spin it, and then it doesn't.
Oh, just like that. So it's actually an X and not a cross.
There you go.
Right,
okay.
Halfway. Leave it at the halfway.
The thing is, this really didn't change anything.
No, it didn't change anything. It was a joke.
It just looked cool, but it did nothing. It's still a disc.
The conversion for the what did they even call that controller?
What about this controller? I'll just pull off mine.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. That's the same as every other.
That's magic.
The same as every Xbox One, that's a fine D-pad.
Yeah.
Well, no, this is the Pro controller.
Right, but I use the regular D-pad with mine. I don't put that satellite dish on it. And that D-pad stinks on the Switch, Switch Pro controller, which is what's disappointing about it. Which is why I've pre-ordered the Smash Brothers whatever stupid edition that comes with the controller.
You did this
in the hopes.
I did the same thing.
In the hopes that D-pad is not trash.
Yep.
Because if it is, it's going right back to the store.
Wasn't the Xenosaga or whatever one supposed to be the Xenoblade Chronicles one? That's the best one. Then Splatoon. I
read a little bit more about it, and apparently is essentially a lottery of which revision you're going to get. You can go to the store and get the Pro controller off the shelf, and some of them have a respectable insides for the D-pad, and some of them have the same mush that we all seem to have. But apparently, even as of launch, some of them were good and some of them weren't, according to anecdotal evidence on Reddit.
The weirdos on the internet. Gotcha.
Right.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
All right. Yeah, I'm surprised you got that, because are you into Smash at all?
No, but I enjoy Castlevania, and the amount of tracks that were on that was enough for me to do it.
Okay, have you seen
you could just plug it in, put headphones on, pretend it's a Walkman, and like it's 1992, walk down the street and listen to 100 Castlevania tracks right off the game. Okay, I'm in.
Oh, Ben said you can do some controller surgery with some electrical tape to fix it, supposedly.
I've seen some pictures.
I've not seen that.
I'm not gonna. I don't care. I have other means. The SNES D-pad is fine.
And have you seen the 8-bit do or 8-bit do GameCube and what is it? Wii controller adapter? You plug in one side for the GameCube, it makes it wireless. Plug another, any of the classic controllers or anything with the proprietary Wii plug in it on your Switch. $20.
No
money.
Wait, the thing that allows non-Switch compatible controllers to run with the Switch.
Well, you can use a GameCube controller with a Switch now, but yes.
Well, but that still requires an adapter.
Yes.
So, because that one that they put out, it looks like a little Super Mario block, like the pixelated 8-bit, like the actual thing looks like the brick blocks from Super Mario Brothers. Yeah. Is that the thing you're talking about? Because it says it works with Android and it works with Wii U Pro controllers and all kind of weird stuff.
No, I'll put a link in the thing. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Anyway, Ben said he's getting it too, the Smash controller.
I canceled my Smash.
Why is that?
Pre-order.
Why do you hate Piranha Plant so much? What's wrong with you?
I just never been a Smash Brothers fan, and I was only getting it to play with other people, and I was just like, I'll never play this actually, so I don't know why I'm buying it.
Well, I'm not going to play it online because I don't want to pay for their service. That's really what that's about. I guess I could do a free trial, right? I haven't done that yet.
Yeah, I did the 7-day free trial.
I want to encourage Konami to lend their characters to more things so that someone else can make another good Castlevania game. And I'll use that as a lead-in because the Bloodstained game was the next thing that I played. The Curse of the Moon on the Switch. And it's a fine game. But I don't remember name any of those characters. I just go, that's fake Alucard. That's fake Trevor. That's old man version of Sypha. you know, they're so close parallels. It's almost insulting. I don't know. It was cool, but I just I don't care about whatever their story is.
You know, if you kill them, you get their abilities.
Kill who?
The characters. Like when you meet them, if you kill them, you get their abilities, so you can make the one main character more powerful.
It's probably a good idea. I got all 4 of them.
Yeah, I did too.
I played.
Yeah.
But I found it really frustrating because it's like there are parts where, well, you can only go through this if you can slide, or you can only get to that if you can fly. It's like, well, that character's dead, so I got to go the other way, or I could just jump off the cliff 3 more times and then try again.
That's just
because you don't get to get all your characters back until all of them have died individually, and that can be time consuming. Because like if you cycle through them in a boss fight and everybody's got like 2 ticks of health left. Mm-hmm. And that was your first run, and you had everybody. Now you got 3 characters that are all basically dead, and as soon as the fake flea man touches you, you're dead, and then it starts over again, and then you got to wait for that one to die.
I got a problem with the fake flea man.
They're all fake. They're all fake versions of everything from Castlevania. It's.
I pre-ordered that game, the Bloodstain.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
back it, or did you just?
I backed it.
Yeah.
And I'm still sitting there going, why did I do that?
I think
it's taking way longer than I expected.
Oh, it is. As far as I'm concerned, they can take forever. Let it be forever.
I would not encourage that, but I understand what you mean.
I mean, put it out eventually, but basically on someone's deathbed, be like, you know what? I guess we're finally done because I can't work on this anymore. So it's out now. It's official.
Oh, I put a picture of the adapter into the actual stream.
I will have a physical version of the Xbox One version. If they don't cancel it like the other stuff.
Right. They'll wait until the Xbox One doesn't exist anymore and be like, nah, that one doesn't, just like the Vita, no more.
I'm hanging my hopes on the Ouya and Wii U versions. That's what I'm...
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm banking on.
Yeah.
To get my money.
Those Ouyas. Whew! I'm glad I never fell for that scam.
I was looking at the box today, and I bought an extra controller. And
the thing that was so amazing in retrospect is how much they hyped up the controller. They're like, we hired the best controller designers from across time. We went into the future and brought someone back to the past to design a controller that Bill and Ted would hold up in the air when they rule the world or whatever. I was like, dude, you made garbage on a stick and called it a controller that goes with your cubicle console.
So bad.
It was bad. And it lacks buttons, too.
Who would buy that?
Hey. Who would get an extra one?
I would have, but then
have 2.
I didn't.
I almost did, and I was just like... I saw it back, I'm like, I just don't see this doing anything I wanted to do. Yeah. And I'm glad I didn't, because then Sony released something that, while it did get killed, it was still infinitely better, which was PlayStation TV.
Ben said, I think I have some Ouya credit that I never redeemed.
I think I have a game to give away for Ouya that, what's that game where you're like first person mode of a cat? When I backed it, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
When I backed that, they sent me a code for the Ouya version. I was like, I'm not even going to give this to somebody.
Wait, so they got bought out by, what was it?
Mad Catz, Razer,
right? It was Razer, I think.
Probably for like the technology more than anything.
But they shut down the store. Like you can't add anything to Ouya now, right? Without hacking it or whatever.
Smart.
I don't know.
What
throw it through a window. It's just for whatever reason, I'll also mention this. I stopped at a Walmart recently, and they had one of those arcade 1-up machines set up and just sitting there to play. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, I'll try it, because why not? And I mean, sure, it's short, but it wasn't quite as bad as I imagined from all the pictures. Like, it would not be comfortable for an adult to lean over and play it on the ground. But I bet that pedestal would make it tolerable for at least a short play time. and you could probably build one taller and all. The thing that kind of bothered me, it looked good, but and the controllers were like tolerable, but they had the Street Fighter cabinet up, so I was like trying to do the moves, and it's like, yeah, you can do them, and it's not like they're worn out. It's just that the action's not great, but you can replace it with like real arcade parts. So that there's a way of getting around that if you want one of these. It's super wobbly. Like every time I push the joystick, like the whole machine moved. I'm like, yeah, I think this thing would have to be bolted down to something heavy.
It's also very narrow, isn't it?
It would not be comfortable for like multiple adults to stand next to each other to play. Like Street Fighter, you might be able to get away with because each one can kind of like stand off to the side of the cabinet. But there's a Rampage one. Like, how are you fitting an adult in the center of this? I don't think so. So, I don't know. I mean, basically, I stared at it and I said, well, I'm slightly more interested now than I was before I did because I had written it off completely. But I'm only in if the stock well exceeds the interest and they go on clearance and I can pick one up for like $40.
Well, I mean,
at that point I'm like, whatever.
Bucks?
I'm just dragging it home and setting it up and you know, when like the humidity makes it disintegrate.
I was just thinking, how are you going to explain it to your wife if pulling those things into the house?
If I could pull that off, man. It was $40.
Just set it up in the backyard.
Yeah.
It's like let the earth reclaim it as nature should.
Exactly. You got a garage?
I do.
Put it in the garage.
It's full of crap.
Exactly.
It's full of Ouya
Exactly.
It's full of Ouyas.
Ouyas from the floor to the ceiling. Nothing but Ouyas.
The wall is made of Ouyas. We put mortar in between them. A couple of bricks fell out 2 years ago. I replaced it with Ouyas.
I think that's the console, didn't we? Good lord.
Aaron, what have you been playing? I see a bunch of stuff on here. That's abnormal.
I know, right? I never play that much stuff. Let's see, Emerald Stone. It's on Vita and PS4. It's 16-bit looking platformer.
It's a game that recently released on a Vita.
And the PS4.
And a Vita.
And the Vita. I've not tried the Vita.
Obviously not physical, because they don't...
No. Although, speaking of physical, I came across... apparently, that SD card to Vita adapter thing only worked with, like, firmware 3.60. But apparently, the Vita's been busted open, so you can do stuff all the way to, like, 3.68. I'm at 3.65. So, on Amazon, for, like, $7, you can order this adapter where you can put an SD card in and it fits in where the Vita card slot is, and you can go to town up to 256 gigs. So
wow, nice.
I'll be hacking the Vita hopefully this weekend, and
that eliminates one of the barriers for using a Vita.
And I guess what excites me most is not even Vita games, but just putting emulators on it, because there's no good way to emulate N64 in a handheld. But now there's 2 analog sticks and enough buttons. Well, almost.
Wait a minute. Why do you need 2 analog sticks?
Yeah, there's only 1 analog stick.
Well, because oftentimes you use the right analog to emulate the C buttons, and then use the face buttons for like A and B.
Oh, because with the Vita you're gonna need something to do A and B. Yeah. So yeah.
I don't know. That kind of got me hyped. So, and hacking the PSP Go was so much fun. A month or 2 ago. You know, why not the Vita?
I just found my old PSP the other day.
You always talked about
check the batteries on those things.
Oh, I did. I removed it so it wouldn't. Yeah, I did do that.
My battery is out, so I think it did bust on it. But yeah, I got it right here.
Nice, but you have a Go too, though, don't you?
Yeah, somewhere.
You don't even care. Whatever.
Yeah.
So anyway, Emerald Stone. It's a 16-bit looking platformer. Nothing special. You know, it's made by one guy. It shows. It's playable. It's just weird. like you pick up random items, and then you meet a snake in a boot. Well, no, I'm sorry. The first enemy you see is a snake in a boot, but then you meet another snake in a boot, who's like, "Hey, you can Oh, yeah, it's a little bit puffy, isn't it? Is that...
Yeah, it's. I can squeeze in on it.
Yeah, I would stop doing that. I would stop. I'm just saying.
It bursts like a pimple.
Yeah, we don't want that, man. We don't want you to get hurt. So you meet this snake in a boot. I'm thinking like it's a Karibo shoe kind of thing from Mario 3.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was envisioning.
Weird, like slow races with the snake in the boot, and then, but mind you, this is after I've gone through 2 whole worlds of the game. It's 5 total. I've gone through 2 whole worlds, meet the snake in the boot, do all like 5 races with the snake, and then it's like, hey, if you come back to your house and bring me items, I'll unlock power-ups. I'm like, great, because the only thing you can do is just jump on enemies' heads. That's all you can do. Now you level up. The thing about it is, you see when you attack enemies and jump on their head, you see the numbers depleting their health and everything that's there, and then you see a meter in the upper left corner showing you, because money and defeating enemies gives you experience, lets you level up. You level up pretty regularly. So I go to the house. The snake's there, and he gives me like a fireball and like some other power ups. I'm like, great. So then I continue on with the game. I'm in a level with the power-up, shooting fireballs in a weird arc, whatever. I get hit, the power-ups go away. As far as I know, I have to take the world map all the way back down to like my house to reclaim the power-ups, and then go all the way back to the levels. I was just like, come on, man, this doesn't even make sense. Why would anyone want to do this? So
old school game design.
Something. But not even Mario World did that. Like, you could, like, if you lost the feather and the cape, you could get it in the level again. Now, granted, maybe you still could. I didn't see it in that level. I just got kind of frustrated. Like, yeah, I'm out. Like, I'm not doing that. So, that's that. Mike, you had asked me about Heavy Burger, right?
Yes.
That is fun.
I saw that you did a video. I have not watched it, but I kind of want to just see it in person instead of watching videos about it.
I understand. It is a fun game. I recommend having 4 people. Is
it local only?
Yes, it is local only. But it's a really
fun. I'm tired of local only on indie games.
Well, that's why we're doing a 25-hour marathon, my friends. So
wait, you said 5.
24. We're not doing the extra.
Yeah, the extra hour was for that weekend that we're not participating.
I thought we were still doing 25.
Nope.
I never did 25.
I never signed up for 25. That extra hour. Right. Nope.
When we did it on the daylight savings weekend, yeah. I said I signed up for 24 hours. At 24 hours in, I am done. There is no 25th hour.
Don't look at me. Don't talk to me.
So, no. That's called the sleeping hour.
Don't talk to me and my son ever again.
What else? Rage in Peace, which is like, it is the memorization of a shoot 'em up, but it's a platformer. So it's just trial and error. Like, you'll just die. There's a video for that too. You'll just die repeatedly, and just have to remember where everything is that kills you. It has some charm to it. It's an acquired taste though, but it is fun. It's there's a lot of text, very text heavy. I had a flashback of Super Paper Mario for the Wii. It's just like
dying a lot is an acquired taste.
Nah, you really do though. It's brutal. I mean, it's nuts. But yeah. I get it. I get the appeal. The Walking Vegetables Radical Edition is like a twin stick game where you're shooting fruits and vegetables trying to kill you. It's a roguelite, I believe. What else? So
it's like The Walking Dead, but a parody of.
Yeah, like I died. This is a video. Well, the video for that it'll be up tomorrow. I died, inexplicably at the time because I apparently walked into citric acid because I shot the lemon and it blew up, and then I walked on the yellow, residue that it left, and I died. I didn't think. I mean, why would I think that would kill me? But now I know. So here we are. What else? I played some Steel Rats. It's a 2.5D thing. I haven't done much of it since last time I played. I need to do a video for that one.
Is that similar to Bad Rats?
You said what?
Is it like Bad Rats?
Well, it's like you're always on a bike.
Oh, okay.
So you attack on the bike, you do everything on the bike, you ride upside down. It's interesting. I need to play some more Tetris Effect. I only kind of toyed around with it for a minute.
Did you try in VR?
I did. Did I? No, I did not. I need to do that. I just tried it just regular. I feel like the actual board will be bigger in VR, and that might be better. Outside of the fact that in VR I'll probably get more sleepy and be worse, but everything in life's a trade-off.
I'd like to try it, but $40 seems pretty steep.
Well, if we have a PSVR at the thing,
I don't touch VR on a marathon. No way, because that could put me out for a couple hours.
You mentioned that.
If it's a bad game, and it's janky, it'll make you sick for a while.
Well, speaking like the best game I've played in PSVR thus far is Astrobot. That game is fantastic, man. That is like Mario Galaxy in VR. It is so much fun. That is like the killer app, man. That thing is great. Really digging that one. There's a video for that too. So, what else? Played some Siberian, the Time Traveling Warrior. Stupidly difficult action platformer. When you die, you're pretty much done. Like no. Here's the thing. You have unlimited continues, but you start from the beginning of the level.
It's like Volgar the Viking.
Yes, it is like Volgar. Yep, but I'm trying to think. Is this more difficult than Volgar? It kind of is. I don't know.
Not touching it.
Yeah,
I value my sanity.
Do you? More than me? What are you trying to say?
Well, I rage easily, so no thank you.
I've heard you during the marathon. Yes, we've all heard you. The neighbors have heard you. It's all good, man. No judgment. Brawlhalla is free now, out for everything pretty much. Switch, Xbox One.
Is that online?
Oh yeah. That's definitely
that's
online.
the
Smash
2D Smash Brothers crap, right?
Yeah. But now
game.
But now
Sorry, game.
Ubisoft bought them. They have the Rayman characters are in there. I don't know, it's pretty cool.
So what do they do? They sell perks or cards or loot boxes or something?
I don't know if this stuff is just aesthetic crap. I'm never gonna buy that stuff, but I'm assuming it's just skins and junk like that. Maybe it's characters. I don't know, because a ton of characters unlocked. They start you off with like 8 or something like that. So, played some City of Brass. That game is really good. They've been adding a lot of free content to it. They have different characters now and added some modes. It's a first person roguelite, I guess, because you can kind of warp around. It's a really good looking game. It plays really well. So you have the whip in your left hand, and then you have a sword or a spear or other items in your right hand. And I don't know, I'm really digging it. It's still a lot of fun, and the fact that they've really been adding content makes it all the better. Mark of the Ninja on Xbox One. It's Mark of the Ninja in HD. It's still a great game. Can't go wrong. So yeah. And then I did send an email to Activision saying, hey, can I have a key for Spiral Reignited Trilogy? Thinking they'll never get back to me. And they sent me one. So I'm looking forward to playing that. And apparently the Switch version...
Did you play those games back in the day?
I did not. And that's one reason why I really wanted to play it. Because I didn't have a PS4 until like 2004. PS1 until 2004. So yeah, I really missed out on all that stuff.
I know I played one of them, but not that long. Not for like even that long of a playthrough.
Did you buy it or you rented it or what?
I can't remember. Or like borrowed it from somebody when I was in the Air Force, something like that.
Gotcha. The only Spyro I ever played was, and I don't know if it was the first one or one of the sequels or whatever, but it was on one of the demo discs that they would staple to the top of a pizza box. It was like Pizza Hut or Domino. I don't remember what brand did it, but it was like the disc was literally just attached to the top of the pizza box. That was like the offer. Like, here you go. Figure out how to get it, and you can play these demos.
Yeah.
Probably still have it somewhere.
So
I never threw out any of that stuff. And obviously it was worthless, so I wasn't trading it in.
Yeah, demo, yeah. But you never know. I don't know. What's that game for the Sega CD? KO Flying Squadron, where like the demo disc had the full game one. Or
the European version, yeah.
Yeah.
But you couldn't save or something. I don't know. Yeah. Well, they did this. Yeah, they accidentally did the same thing with Capcom versus SNK. I think it was the demo for that on the Xbox thing. It was the entire game. You just couldn't save any of the You could unlock all the characters, but you couldn't save it. You just had to leave it up or something. But it was it was the entire game on the demo does. It's stupid.
Whatever works. Somebody got fired. So.
Right.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much stuff I've been playing. So, unless you guys want to hear about the stuff that I left off the list,
no.
Just to spare you. You good? You good?
I think we're good.
We should probably get out of here, but I was gonna mention Nintendo sued the LoveRoms. People on the LoveRom site, a couple, husband and wife. I think was it for $12 million?
It's I can't believe.
Do they have $12 million?
No, and I can't believe they convinced somebody to say they lost $12 million to these people. It sounds like BS. There's no way, especially for games they don't even sell anymore.
How do you monetize that when half of the stuff is third party?
I feel like hopefully they appeal at least the cost, because I find that to be ridiculous. There's no way.
I thought so as well.
You're doing something illegal. You need to be punished. But $12 million, you can't justify that price. There's no way.
No, there's no.
It's probably original MSRP on all their stuff, plus all the rights monies that they would have made if they sold those Nintendo cartridges in
Except that
the 80s. Right.
Multiply that times the punitive damages, it just racks up. It's just nuts. So, yeah. And then Disney announced their Disney Plus service or whatever. I don't know.
I have ESPN Plus. If they do a combined one for cheap, I might check it out.
I was hoping they just take over Hulu and I could not have to pay for another service, but that's not happening.
Yeah.
Just get rid of Hulu, you'll be fine.
What do I watch on there?
I don't. Yeah, Hulu doesn't do anything for me. In fact,
the kids watch Cartoon Network stuff. I
got another 2-month subscription to Hulu because I did a Spotify thing and it came with Hulu.
Yeah, I did. And
I fired it up and I was once again immediately these ads are so irritating.
Oh, I pay for the no ads, which is probably stupid. But
yeah, but they don't offer that during the Spotify combination. So I just canceled it off my Spotify account and just kept Spotify.
I've had Spotify for a couple of years. It's great.
Yeah.
I'm liking that more than Hulu.
I got rid of the $3 extra. I was like, I'll just save the $3 a month.
Yeah, I don't miss the commercials though. I got rid of those a couple of years ago.
I got rid of my Crunchyroll recently. I got rid of Drama Fever folded recently. So I've been trying to save money. I'm paying for all this streaming stuff, and I'm like, I can't watch everything. No, I'm even thinking about canceling Netflix and only resubbing when I need to watch something or want to watch something. Because I'll go a month or two without watching anything. I just gave them $30 or $28 and haven't watched anything.
I canceled WWE Network. I should have done
I did that again too.
Once
I canceled that.
Once after the whole Crown Jewel thing, and the fact that Hulk Hogan was there, I was like, yeah, I'm out. I'm done. I can't give you money. Yeah. I shouldn't give you money before either, but.
And I pay for YouTube TV, which I freaking love.
I have. What do I have?
I love YouTube
now.
TV. YouTube TV is just amazing.
I have because I got in when it first started, so I have the $100 package, but for $40. So
I pay $35 a month, and they've moved it up to 40 cents, but I'm grandfathered in. The cool thing is when they had that 1-day outage, YouTube had that outage a few weeks ago. Mm-hmm. They gave you the cost of a week off the next month's renewal. So instead of $35, I think I spent $25. I think it was. I think it was even more than they had to, but it was nice.
I wonder how PlayStation was it View? I wonder how that's doing, because I know they lost channels. I enjoyed it, except
the problem with PlayStation View was the only 28 days on DVR. Kind of killed it for me.
Well, I had it briefly, and then I let it lapse. But I remember hearing about the Viacom thing.
Yeah.
But you're paying the same money, but you're losing blocks of networks. But the price isn't changing. So it's well, what's the point of that? So
YouTube, they hold your DVR for 9 months.
I barely use the DVR on DirecTV now.
I do it, but I usually watch what I need to watch within a day or two. It rarely. And if I don't watch it within a few days, I just say, all right, missed that episode.
Yeah, not having live TV, like I have it through that, through DirecTV now, but I don't really use it that often, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm just not used to, I don't know. I'm like, commercials. What are those? Ugh.
Yeah. Well, thankfully, that's another reason why I stopped watching wrestling. So on YouTube TV, if you record any of the wrestling shows, they force you to watch commercials even on DVR.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me.
But ESPN doesn't do that. So I just said, you know what? That's why I said, I'm not going to watch your commercials. The whole reason I DVR is so I can watch it later and skip this crap. So I said, all right, so now I'm going to cancel my WWE Network subscription too. Good job. Blame USA.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit through these commercials. ESPN thankfully doesn't do that. If they start doing it, I might cancel my YouTube TV and just say, I'm good. I don't need it anymore.
All right, we'll see. And the last thing I was going to mention is everybody's complaining about the Video Game Awards because the games that they think should have been nominated for Game of the Year aren't there. But, I mean, I don't know. It's all subjective.
Don't watch it.
That today? I didn't hear about it.
Yesterday, I think it was.
Yeah, Jeff Keighley's been tweeting that stuff out about the nominees for Game of the Year.
Oh.
Just some, category information. And
my thing is, though,
go ahead.
Stop supporting it. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Everybody gets so up in arms. I'm like, they can't put a 50-game list up there.
No, they can't. That wouldn't make any sense. So, yeah. I mean, God of War's up there, Spider-Man. I mean, whatever. One of those will win.
I think most of it is just predictable
yeah.
fluff that we all know Red Dead
show
Redemption is
for the
going to win
trailers.
because it's GTA. I mean, it's Rockstar, and they probably paid them enough to make sure they win regardless.
Yeah, I have no interest in Red Dead at all. I
don't either. I don't.
I got bored of GTA 5, and I can drive around in a car. If I'm on a horse with, contracting balls, I don't know if that's going to make it any more interesting. So.
I honestly, the best part of Red Dead Redemption 2 is seeing people post up their clips of glitches and crazy things that happen.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm not going to play through hours of that game to hope it happens to me to see something crazy. I'll just watch the clips that pop up.
Exactly. All right. Well, we wrap up.
All right.
Nitro, shout-outs, plugs, all that good stuff.
So people can check me out on Twitch, or anywhere actually as G Nitro. But I try to stream as often as I can. It's been off and on lately with work. I don't like to stream if I've been stressed after a day, so I'll read more. Just relax. But I do, even though I'm not writing for them anymore, I still stream for the community of scholarly gamers. I gotta say they're a great group of people, and I love hanging out, whether they're in my stream or I'm in theirs. So I want to give a shout out to them. They're really awesome. The other thing, check out my website, g-nitro.com, especially if you love K-pop. I'd like to branch out more than K-pop, like do like beer or like brewery things when I go. But right now, I'm kind of just focus on the K-pop thing because it's an easy thing for me to focus on even when I'm having like a crazy day. So I put up a weekly post of all the new K-pop music videos from the week, and I already done one of K-pop you may have missed, as I'm calling it, of an old girl group that was the one that got me into K-pop in '99. But I'm gonna be continuing that series this month and trying to do a post like every week or two of just old groups, and it's just gonna basically focus on, say, this is the album, here's the music video from the album, here are the standout tracks in my opinion, and if it's a group that only had like one hit wonders, I'll probably group a bunch together. So, but yeah, so if you, with the K-pop blowing up the way it is, which is kind of nuts, yeah, K-pop's blowing up, and I hope people use it as a good resource. So I put a lot of work into it.
It certainly sounds like it. I'll make sure I leave the links and everything into your articles and your reviews and stuff in the show notes.
Cool. Thank you.
Mike.
I do, as always, encourage people who are eligible to donate blood, and if you have any pets, to have them spayed or neutered. And Tiny would certainly say something about Extra Life.
Yes, he would.
As we mentioned a few times on the show. But, yeah, donate to Extra Life.
December 15th.
Yep, that's what we're playing. The link
That's
is
for us.
been in the stream at the top of it.
For our group or any others, you're still able to donate for 2018 through the end of 2018. So the giving continues even if the marathons are coming to a close for most.
Tis true. Tis true.
All right, Aaron.
All right, well, Nitro. Well, Nitro, thank you for joining us again.
Thanks for having me on 3 years later.
Has it really been 3 years?
Yes.
Wow. I'm
pretty sure. The last
sad.
chat in Skype was 2015.
Okay, we used TeamSpeak, so it was more recent than that. You don't like you're buying me. You're like, nah.
I don't see you paying for TeamSpeak.
You have to pay for it? Forget about it.
That's why I'm like, I don't think you use that because you have to pay for it.
What about Ventrilo? Okay, I'll stop. It's been good having you back on the show.
ICQ?
ICQ. AIM. Okay. Thank you to the listeners, folks who came into the chat. We appreciate it. If you want to leave us feedback, you can always do that at podcast@GameEnthus.com or Assaultsuit at GameEnthus, Tiny415 at GameEnthus, or Aaron at GameEnthus.com. If you want to leave a voicemail, the phone number is 202-573-7686. And I have been putting a lot more videos up on YouTube because I've just been doing Let's Plays, because playing games for 6 to 10 hours and editing and writing scripts, I just don't have time anymore to do all that. So I put stuff up that I play and I just talk while I'm playing it, and I don't know, I try to be fair to things even if I'm not really loving it. You know, I give things a fair shot. At least I like to think that I do. And I put up a video today for a book called The Game Console, A Photographic History. So it takes you from like the Magnavox Odyssey through the Switch and shows you pictures of, the boards and gives you specs, and it's just tons of. It's a really good book. So I
still own my Odyssey too.
You have an Odyssey too?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
When I went to Too Many Games with you guys, I bought a bunch of box games with them.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, sealed ones too at that, right?
Not sealed. You can see where they taped it to keep the boxes together. But those boxes fell apart really easily. Most of the ones I have from back in the day got crushed pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just go to the YouTube channel or the site and check out some of the stuff I've been putting up. So, yeah, plenty of lot more content. So, nothing wrong with that. And yes, and don't forget the stream our 24-hour marathon is
there you go.
December 15th through the 16th. So, we're starting at like 8-9 a.m. something like that.
Usually Mike wakes up.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll start when I wake up.
Yeah,
I like to get an early start so I can have an early finish. Yep.
That's how it works.
I think 2 years ago I started at 5 a.m.
You'll be alone in that one this year again,
but
we applaud your efforts.
Donnie and I are bringing a lot of really high alcohol beer, so we won't make it 24 hours.
Donnie will be fine. I thought I saw him eat that ghost pepper chip and not even like wince. Donnie can do anything.
What are you talking about? He was crying, coughing.
I didn't see any of that.
Did you see mine?
Yes.
It's up on YouTube, yeah.
Yeah.
There's also Abhinav, little Jack Hall, had that gif he kept posting of me. He being like, He kept posting it. He's like, I want this image on his shirt. I'm like, screw you, dude.
I can carry it with me.
So Donnie started posting it too. I'm like, stop it.
Donnie got me mid-chew at PAX one year and put that up on Twitter. I was like, why, man? Why would you do this to me? Like, what have I done? All right. Yeah, we're going to get out of here. But Lord willing, we will not. Well, Lord willing, we'll be back in 2 weeks because next week is Thanksgiving. And we'll be beating up the elderly in a parking lot to get get a crappy television or a laptop that we have no intention of using. Right. That's what the holidays are all about.
Well, you need the crappy laptop to use as a weapon against the old people who wanted to buy it in the first place.
For their grandkids, who you also trampled as you walk into the store.
And say, I'm going to demonstrate how much of a piece of crap this is so you don't feel bad that I killed you instead of letting you buy it.
Remember that guy really died opening up the gate at Walmart a couple of years ago?
Yeah. There's been multiple... I laugh about things, but yes, there have been multiple deaths over the years of people getting trampled amongst this. It's
like the sales are online. Like what?
And most of the stuff that's in stores is like no name.
Yeah, the only things you actually have to wait in line for when they're like, yes, guaranteed 3 at least per store. They're like, yes, we have the 3 that we guaranteed, and you get to wait in line a week for a TV that is half as good as the thing that costs about the same every other day, but it's a brand that we won't tell you about until you buy it, and then it turns out to be like Sharp, which isn't even Sharp anymore.
Or Insignia.
Insignia.
Yeah. Which is one of Best Buy's brands. What's the other one they have? Insignia and something else.
Dynex.
Dynex.
There you go.
I'll be at a local brewery. They open every year on Black Friday for the past 2 years, and then this one at like 9, 10 in the morning. So I'll just be out there drinking first thing.
Sounds like a plan.
It'll be safer than being out on Black Friday at stores.
Yeah, not at the store. I might be working on Black Friday. I'm not sure yet.
I work this coming weekend, so I already told them. Since we have to take off during the week, I was like, I will be off Wednesday and Friday.
Nice.
Yep.
Who about Thursday?
I don't work this holiday. I worked the last one. Not doing this one too.
Gotcha. All right. I guess that's gonna do it for us. Thank you for listening. Any final words, Nitro?
Thanks for having me on. Peace.
You heard what he said.